Today we are talking about how you can connect to Windows EC2 instance using RDP. If you want to connect Windows EC2 instance from anywhere in the world, you can do that as long as you have a RDP client installed in your system or you have a Windows server or Windows system with you. So in this video, you're going to learn what RDP is, why Windows EC2 uses RDP, retrieve your Windows password, step-by-step process I'm going to show you, and you can connect the EC2 instance, Windows EC2 instance using RDP. I'm going to show you each and every step. At the end, I'm going to show you some exam tips so you can remember in case if you are preparing for the AWS certifications. If you have ever used TeamViewer, AnyDesk or Microsoft Remote Desktop to access your Office PC from your home, and the RDP is gonna give you the same experience. RDP is a Microsoft technology, remote desktop protocol, and this technology allows you to access and control the server over the network. And the server can be any part of the world. It may be running in California region. It can be running in US East 1. It doesn't matter where it is. You can access it from anywhere. I created Windows EC2 instance in Mumbai region. I'm accessing from Kolkata right now. Why do you actually need to spin up Windows EC2 instance and accessing that instance using RDP? So one of the key reason business wants to spin up this EC2 instance, Windows EC2 instance, because you can follow pay as you go model. As long as you use it, you pay for it, or you can terminate that instance. And you can have a global access to that instance and no hardware to manage. AWS manages everything for you. It doesn't matter how small or how big project you have. It doesn't matter how many Windows instance involved, 100 to 1000. You don't have to manage anything underlying hardware. You just spin up, use it for your project, and then terminate it. Imagine a powerful Windows system locked inside a room in California Amazon data center. No screen, no keyboard connected, no physical access to the server. Now, how you can access that system? So RDP is the magical remote control. Your laptop has a RDP client installed. The RDP sends the mouse keyboard signals to the server, and server returns back the same signal to your RDP client in your system as if you are locally accessing the system. That's really magical and really convenient for your project. And you cannot just use any random username password for that Windows system running in EC2 instance. Amazon actually encrypt that password, and you can only decrypt when you have a private key. Using the private key, you can decrypt that password. I'm going to show you and demonstrate you how you can decrypt that password and log into the Windows EC2 instance. These are the steps you follow. Launch your EC2 instance, then you configure your security group, allow 3389 port, that is RDP port, and then wait for 4 minutes since you initiated the launch, and then decrypt that password using your private key, log in using that password. All right. Step 1, launch your EC2 instance. And then step 2, you configure that security group using the port number 3389. And don't allow from anywhere. You only allow restriction to the specific IP address. That's the security best practice. And step 3, wait for initialization, because a lot of things happen in the middle. So wait for the 4 minutes before you try to decrypt the password and try to log in. The step 4, retrieve your password. After 4 minutes is over, you go to the EC2 console and click on the instance and click on the connect, and you get this option for the decrypting the password. You use upload your PEM key and decrypt the password. Step 5 and 6. So download the RDP file. This RDP file pre-baked with the public IP and the username. So once you download, you just open. There will be username password prompt will open, and then you decrypt that password and put that password there, and voila, you just log into the EC2 instance. Let me show you and demonstrate you how you can do that. Here I am on the console and I'm gonna click on EC2 instance. And here left panel, I'm going to click on instances. You see I have Windows EC2 instance running. EC2 Linux one is stopped. So I'm going to select that EC2 instance and click connect. And once I click on connect, I am presented with these three options: SSM Session Manager, RDP Client, and the EC2 Serial Console. Session Manager is a SSM. We are not discussing on that, but you can do that as well. And EC2 Serial Console is like connecting serial connections to directly to the EC2 instance. So we are not talking this one for this session. Now this one is RDP Client. So RDP Client, you see it already has a public IP, public DNS name, and you have an option to download remote desktop file. And this file is pre-baked with the public IP, the public DNS name, and the username. Right, I'm gonna do that, download it. So I'm gonna click that. If you click on that, you see it opens up, and administrator username, password is, I have to generate the password. Let me go back to the console. If you go down, there is a get password option, and here you need to upload the private key file. The PEM key file this is the one I generated for the Mumbai region. As you know, PEM key is region specific, and I uploaded it and decrypt the password, and it gives me the password. I'm gonna go back to that screen and paste that password, click continue, ignore this alert, and let's see what it does. It is giving me the Windows desktop. Now I am accessing this Windows desktop using RDP client as if I am sitting near to that Windows system. This system is in Mumbai, as if I am connecting to the Windows system and accessing that system in near to that system, right? But it is giving me all of these. It is sending all the signals, the mouse signals, the visual, all the click signals and keyboard signals to that server, and server is responding back accordingly, and it displays in front of you in your laptop. All right, this is really magical. So you're in the Windows system now, you're good to go, you can play with it, and I think we're good for this RDP access. Let's discuss about some real world use case. One of the very common use case we have seen that financial firm uses it. Investment bank analysts in New York, London, and Singapore, they use RDP to log into the Windows EC2 instance to access identical financial modeling environment, and which you can set up in 10 minutes. This is really cool. And second use case I see very often, developers spin up identical Windows instance for testing. Like one .NET application running in Windows instance is production. What they do is they spin up the same instance and they log in and access that instance using RDP from their laptop and work on it and destroy that instance. The third use case is you are looking for a job or career improvement. You just spin up a EC2 instance, Windows EC2 instance, and log in or RDP from your laptop, play with Windows instance, learn Windows and applications and everything, build your skill, show it to your employer. If you are preparing for the certification exam, just remember this trap. Trap number 1 is port number. Always remember the port number 3389. Any other port number in the answer list, just ignore. Trap number 2, Linux versus Windows. Linux EC2 uses SSH and Windows uses RDP. So be careful when you choose the right answer in the question. Trap number 3, password wait time. So once you initiate the launch, wait for 4 minutes before you try to get the password or decrypt the password. Otherwise, you may get the error message. Trap number 4 is a key pair requirement. You need a PEM key to decrypt that password or private key to decrypt that password. And trap number 5, security group source. Security group don't allow port 3389 from anywhere. Always restrict that access to particular IP. It may be your laptop or office IP cider, whatever it is, but restrict it to IP. Before you end this video, just remember these 5 points. RDP is a remote desktop protocol. This is a Microsoft technology which allows you to access and control remote Windows systems over the network. And port 3389, always you have to allow in a security group. Password is encrypted and you have to decrypt using your private key. Wait time is 4 minutes since you launch the instance and before you decrypt your password. SSH is for Linux and RDP is for Windows. So these are the key references for you. You can download this PPT for your future reference. This is another one. You can also refer this, and this one as well for the exam sheet. You can remember for your exam. Security best practice, you never allow port 3389 from anywhere. Always restrict it to IP address. And 4 points if you want to remember for Windows EC2 instance: port 3389, 4 minutes to wait, port 22 for SSH, and one key pair you need, which is actually private key you need to decrypt the password to log in. When you RDP to the instance, if you see any issues, you go through this checklist and find out where is the problem. Put a comment below if you find any issues. I will help you to solve it. I hope this helps you to understand RDP and how you can access Windows instance using RDP, and I will see you in the next piece.